All right, how's it going, everyone? Today we're going to be talking to you about Mentra, which is AI-driven guidance to enhance the academic advising process. I'm Max. I'm a junior finance major at Endicott College, and I'm here with my colleague Parker.
Hey everyone, I'm Parker, currently an MBA student here at Endicott, and I also did my undergrad at Endicott, majoring in business management. Max and I actually came up with this idea in a class called AI in Business, where this particular project we were tasked with coming up with an AI solution that could provide value to the school, and we landed on Mentra, AI-driven guidance to enhance the academic advising process. So there's a big problem with the current um, course selection and just academic planning process here at the school. I myself have experienced frustrations with this, and I actually have an example here of an email thread with my advisor. So basically, the advisor emails me a few days out from the course selection date, and he provides a pretty generic outline of my required courses. Obviously, he includes the core requirements for that year, uh, and then recommends that I take two of the following Gen Ed uh, kind of categories. But the problem is that I'm left uh, to figure out what exactly those are. And it can be very hard to navigate through the Endicott website, the registrar's office, all those web pages to find the right documents that kind of detail what those requirements are. So I respond, I said, "Hey, thank you for the recommendations, but I'm having a hard time finding information on literary perspectives courses. Could you provide me with some recommendations?" Um, and then a few days later, the advisor gets back. Sorry about the confusion. Here's the extensive list of general education courses required in the fall. And he gives the link of the PDF containing all of those requirements and lists. This not only is the latency a big factor here, this entire thread takes almost a week. Um, but it's just really frustrating for the students when you don't have access to those answers right away, and it can be very, very confusing and kind of just hard to process it all. So yeah, as I explained, the course selection process is broken currently. Sourcing, selecting, and learning more about classes throughout the registration process presents an array of challenges for students. There's the lack of personalized support as students struggle to understand what courses they need to take to meet degree requirements, and can prompt long email threads with several meetings with their academic advisors. And it's overall just a very long and unpersonalized process. And then we believe that advisors are pretty overburdened because many of them juggle multiple responsibilities from teaching several classes at the school, working in administrative tasks, and many professors also work additional jobs. And yet, on top of these commitments, they are expected to provide guidance to dozens of students at a time. So yeah, we just believe they're stretched too thin, and it is a job that could be outsourced with today's technology, which leads us to the Mentra way. So on Mentra, students can prompt a simple chat interface, receiving real-time personalized course recommendations based on their progress, goals, and interests. Mentra automatically evaluates the student's completed courses, remaining requirements, and ideal credit loads to suggest the perfect schedule based on student preferences. And then this will lead to simple one-click enrollment. Once a student has agreed on a preferred schedule, Mentra handles the rest. Mentra will take agentic action, integrating with course registration systems and streamlining the course selection process. So instead of students having to log on at their designated time to my Endicott and scramble to get in the courses that they want before they're filled up, they can simply set their preferences and Mentra will handle the rest. And yeah, just to touch on a few more features here. So students will be able to access Mentra through a chat interface and prompt it as many times as needed. Students are already very familiar with these chatbot interfaces from using tools like ChatGPT, Claude, etc. Mentor will be extremely personalized. Students will first complete an onboarding where they kind of identify their academic interests, eventual career goals, and preferences. So if a student doesn't want to take early morning classes, say before 9 a.m., they simply tell Mentra that, and Mentra will not recommend any courses before 9 a.m. And lastly, obviously, as an AI, Mentra will be available 24/7, and students can access the information that they need immediately.
So we'll be monetizing Mentra through a subscription-based model in which academic institutions will pay an annual fee to integrate Mentra into their existing workflow tools. So like Parker mentioned before, um, Endicott will be using, for example, Workday in the fall, and Mentra would act as a supplementary tool to Workday. So it would enable any institution to essentially fully automate the advisor process as well as actually scheduling courses autonomously. We came to $4.20 per employee per month within our model, which is a conservative percentage of the cost of Workday as a, like I mentioned, supplementary tool. So for an institution with around 1,000 employees, this would cost around $50,000 annually.
Taking a look at some of the more technical details just to understand how Mentra works. Uh, Mentra will be powered by OpenAI's API, which uh, powers the natural language processing and device generation. This will be using the best-in-class foundational LLM model available. LLM function calling enables Mentra to intelligently retrieve student data, enforce academic rules, and take actions on behalf of the student. So it would be actually connected to the student information systems, in Endicott's case, Workday, and be able to fetch the necessary context that it needs to advise the student. And then Mentra dynamically refines course recommendations and guidance based on student interactions, ensuring that its advice evolves with changing academic interests, goals, and career aspirations. So as a student chats with Mentra, Mentra will actually learn about the student and gain a better understanding of how it can effectively advise the student.
So to implement Mentra at scale, our go-to-market strategy will include partnering with institutions initially that utilize software tools in their academic advising process. So that'll be essentially our total addressable market. And by integrating with all of these universities, we will effectively be increasing the goodwill and awareness around Mentra and our name. And going from there, we'll utilize founder-led marketing on all forms of social media through Parker and I's accounts that we will be building up to effectively spread awareness about Mentra all over the internet. And from there, we will also uh, likely work with large publishers to stand out as one of the most distinctive brands in the market we're looking to poach. So utilizing a full stack and AI powered software, I think we can present a pretty unique solution to uh, the actual workflow marketplace of applications and software. A lot of our competitors essentially use AI as a supplementary tool within the software that they already utilize. So essentially, they will be utilizing a chatbot. We have built Mentra from the ground up, utilizing AI from the actual software development itself to all of the functionality and the interface. And within our roadmap, we will be developing agentic AI on top of Mentra so that the software will essentially be able to go out, utilize applications, and schedule courses for students. So it abstracts the entire process away from the student and advisors. So our team consists of myself and Parker, who uh, you've already met, but also Professor Glass, who has significant experience in the artificial intelligence domain as he's integrated LLMs into existing workflows for companies that he does work with. He works with over 5 companies directly, and he's been able to effectively improve efficiency and improve monetization within those companies. So in the first year, we're currently projecting revenue of around $40,000 with the deals we have in the pipeline currently, and we believe we can grow around 10x, so 1,000% in a year, which would represent pretty modest adoption of our software based on the demand that we've been able to encounter so far. And based on the 3,931 colleges currently operating just in the United States, the total addressable market for our product would be around $250 million. If we do expand globally, this would be considerably higher, well into the billions and tens of billions of dollars. So we will be raising $500,000 at a $2 million valuation for 10% equity in the company. And we'll be utilizing this to expand our team in specifically bringing on um, strategic hires in AI engineering and research, as well as product and sales. We also utilize the finances to scale distribution channels and increase research and development. And so, yeah, that's Mentra, and that's the end of our presentation.